We boast in the hope of the glory of God. Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, character, hope. And hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured out into our hearts through the Holy Spirit, which has been given to us. Seems particularly appropriate on Father's Day that we would talk about character. My dad loved to talk about character. Dad, it's 105 degrees. Do I really have to mow the lawn? Builds character. Dad, I think this milk has gone bad. Builds character. Something about dads and character, and I think this sort of fits, and I think this sort of makes sense. I love Father's Day, not because it's, the most amazing day or the most incredible of all holidays. Father's Day is fun and it's good, but it's always different than Mother's Day. Mother's Day seems so enthusiastic, and Father's Day seems a little less prepared. But that's okay, because, we're all about character as dads. And we know that even suffering produces character. I have hundreds of people who call me father. 5 of them call me dad. And that makes a difference to me. Interestingly enough, on Mother's Day, we don't really make those distinctions, do we? About calling people mother versus mom. And, clearly one is a little more sentimental than the other. But I think, for some reason, with fathers, we almost feel compelled to stipulate the difference. Any man can be a father, but it takes someone, I don't know, maybe with character, to be a dad. Fatherhood not just simply being a biological reality, but a commitment and a presence and a faithfulness and integrity and an honor and a service and a sacrifice and character. You who are not fathers, I would ask on this day that you find thankfulness and gratitude for God's gift of fatherhood in this world. Not all of us have had earthly fathers that have been the sort of dads that we would hope or wanted for, but each of us has a heavenly Father, perfectly good, perfectly loving, perfectly supportive, who will protect us and care for us and never let us down. Each of us can have a Father who we can always count on, and depend on, trust in. Those of us who have had earthly fathers, who have been a blessing and a sense of security, and helped train that character within us, may we give thanks. If it takes a greeting card holiday to do it or not, it still seems like a good opportunity to me to be thankful and grateful for those men who have stood strong and tall within our lives, who have offered care and support and sacrifice, who have offered love, who have offered character. Where would we be without them? Who would we be without them? You who are dads, be encouraged and supported, but also be reminded of that challenge. They're counting on you. They're depending on you. They're looking to you. Your own kids, other children. Children who are out there who have no dads, who have no fathers, no male figures, no help in that sense, no hope. Who's going to teach them? Who's going to love them? Who is going to help them understand what it truly means to be a man? Who is going to help them grow within their faith? Who is going to show them faith of our fathers, a holy faith that we can be true to of death? Who's going to teach them that there are things in this world worth dying for, that there are things in this world worth living for? And it might just be you. Maybe not related by blood or kin, but with folks out there young and small, looking for a father and needing a dad. Maybe it might be you. So for our own children, and for all of those whom God might place within our lives, that we would demonstrate the faith of our fathers and pass that along as well. Something worth dying for. Something worth living for. A God who demonstrates his own love. And while we were yet sinners, while we were still estranged, while we were still far away from him, with our hearts very hard, he died for us. He gave his all. He loved us like only a dad can do. And dads, that's our job. We're counting on you. And they're looking up to you. Don't fail them. The stakes are too great. It's too high. And there are too many out there whose only dad is a heavenly one, and they really need to see someone here on earth that teaches them that there are things worth dying for, that there are things worth living for, the holy faith, and the love of God. Now, this also being Father's Day, I find it incumbent upon me to remind you, don't choose these readings. Again, the lectionary, they provided for us centuries ago. I had nothing at all to do with our first reading from Genesis that stipulates via God's Word that dads are awesome and that mothers get themselves into trouble. Not my fault, not my responsibility, but busted. Sarah laughs. That'll teach you. This being Father's Day, kind of wanting to do what I feel like. So there. I did this several Father's Days ago, and it meant something to me then. And it's sort of stuck in me today. And I'd like to offer it one more time because I think it jives with this sense of character and perseverance and hope. And what we as men ought to take this Father's Day in order to do. And so what I will read are obviously not my words. This is a speech as written by Shakespeare. So did Henry V really say this before the Battle of Agincourt? Probably not just like this. But let's set the stage for a moment. Then the 100 Years' War between England and France. And here at a decisive battle, and Henry's English troops are outnumbered, and they're outnumbered significantly. They're at least outnumbered 2-1. It's possible that they're outnumbered as much as 6-1. How can they possibly win? Will they possibly survive? See, to me that connects with fatherhood and Father's Day and being a dad, that the odds seem astronomical at times, and very easily do we get outnumbered. And yet there are some things worth fighting for, some things worth dying for, and some things worth living for. Most people refer to this speech as either the St. Crispin's Day speech or the Band of Brothers. And I read it to all of us now. fathers and mothers and daughters and sons and men and women. But I do so on behalf of dads in particular. But that all of us might hear this and know that this is the charge given to us men to be the sort of dads that this world needs, to show the love of God our Father in ways that are sacrificial, in ways that are powerful, in ways that are dependable, in ways that are good, in ways that say, I don't care what the odds are against me, but I will stand strong and I will stand straight and I will do what I ought. For myself, for my family, for my friends, for those who look to me in this generation and in generations still to come. That what we do on this earthly life makes a difference, and it truly does echo throughout the ages. It might not echo in halls and in museums and in history books, but it can echo in the lives of those that you touch. Your kids and your grandkids and their friends and their families, and what you do and how you act. It can and it will make a difference that ripples throughout time and throughout lives. And you and I were like a band of brothers when we're willing to do this. To be a dad to your sons and daughters, or to be a dad to someone who doesn't have one. Because you're never too old and you're never too young to show the sacrificial love of God. The odds are stacked against us. But if you're willing to stand with me, then you are my brother. And I believe through the power and might of God, we can fight. And though desperately outnumbered. Don't laugh, Sarah. All things are possible with God. Through him we can win. So hear these words. I hope they stir you in some way in which they stir me. Because today is the day. And now is the time. And you, each of you, you are the man. So they're gathered before the battle, seeing how desperately outnumbered they are. And now Westmoreland speaks. Oh, that we had here but 1/10,000 of those men in England that do no work today. If only we had just a few more of the guys who wouldn't come with us. And here is the response of King Henry. What's he that wishes so? My cousin Westmoreland? No, my fair cousin. If we are marked to die, we are now to do our country loss. And if to live the fewer men, the greater the share of honor. God's will. I pray thee wish not one man more. By Jove, I am not covetous of gold, nor care I who doth feed upon my cost. It yearns me not if men my garments wear. Such outward things dwell not my desires. But if it be a sin to covet honor, I am the most offending soul alive. No, faith, my cause, wish not a man from England God's peace. I would not lose so great an honor as one man more, methinks would share from me for the best hope I have. Oh, do not wish for one more. Rather proclaim it, Westmoreland, through my host, that which he hath no stomach for this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of Crispian. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand tip-a-toe when this day is named, and rouse him at the name of Crispian. He that shall live this day and see old age will yearly on this vigil his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispian's day. Then he will strip his sleeve and show his scars, and say, these wounds I had on Crispin's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot, but he'll remember, with advantages, what feast he did that day. Then shall our names familiar in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot and Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispian shall never go by, from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it shall be remembered, we few. We happy few, we band of brothers, for he today who sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he never so vile that this day shall gentle his condition, and gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed that they were not here. Hold their manhood's cheap, while any speak that fought with us upon St. Crispin's day. I say that's what Father's Day ought to be about. A battle stands before us. I don't care how great the numbers that stand against us. We have God our Father on our side. So be the man. Be the dad. Be a brother with me and show this world the fathers they desperately need to see.